Welcome to Outta Class, for all those lessons you didn't learn in school. Your overall health, fitness and well-being starts with the right mindset and having those meaningful conversations. This is your host, Grant Roberts. Let's get into it. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Outta Class Podcast. When I said I was going to reboot this podcast, I said I wanted to have some guests back on here, and luckily enough, honoured enough to have Rhys Casley with me. We'll get into who he is, what he's doing here. Hopefully you get some valuable information out of it. Welcome to the podcast, man.
Looking forward to it. On.
We're going to do it again.
Yeah, first try. Nice.
We're going to edit
It's a warm-up.
Yeah,
It's a warm-up.
Yeah. Just had to make sure you think we were going to fail that, but we weren't going to. So we might get kicked. We're in a library as well, so hopefully we're not too loud and don't get kicked out before we start. But this podcast obviously is revolved around health, fitness, lifestyle, that sort of thing, which is why I've got Rhys on the podcast. Rhys is a personal trainer, been a personal trainer for many years now. I'll let him kind of talk about his fitness journey and things, but I guess the main thing bringing Rhys on is he has a lot of knowledge in the fitness industry, health industry. He's also a young father, which we're going to get into a little bit about too, because as this podcast goes, I want it to be relatable. I want it to hopefully give you information to help you with your lifestyle, your healthy choices. And
different perspective as well.
Yeah, different perspective, for sure.
Two different ends of you've been training a lot more than me, especially London and back at home where you're from, and from what I've done with being local Ballarat through a couple of different gyms and just the whole wraparound, I guess, more than anything. And we'll try not to keep it too formal either. I just want to basically ask some questions, and I want to get to know you more as well. Like, we have really good conversations, probably some that wouldn't be recorded, but almost like a private kind of group chat situation. But there could be some movie references and things in here too. Who knows? But you might have to get your Google out and have a look at those if you're not sure what we're talking about. And apologies in advance if things get a little bit out of hand. Off topic.
That's right. So I guess the main thing for you is obviously a personal trainer. You've been in the gym for a fair while now. I mean, look at the guy's arms and the overall physique. I always like to ask people why they do what they do. I guess when did you find your passion for it? I know you've got a background in soccer and sports too. So tell me a bit about that.
I've always been such a young, from such a young age, I've always been pushed into sports. So my parents were both martial artists, and from there, I would have been 2-3 years old, not even. My old man set me up with some little plastic golf clubs and going out to his parents' house and just hitting the balls and things like that. So that was always really good. And then just sort of found and tried heaps of different sports, and then found my passion for playing soccer and then futsal as well. And then just took that to a relatively high level, played through NPL, played at a national level, and even went overseas to Brazil for a little while. Wow. I say a little while, it was a couple of weeks just touring with an Australian team and just playing games and competing over there, which was a lot of fun. And like most young men, just sort of wasn't really happy with how I was looking. Breakups, things like that, partners, all of that, and decided I'm going to start going to the gym. So one of my good friends from years ago played futsal with, and we went to nationals together. He was a few years older than me, 6'2", 6'3", and was Jack. And he took me under his wing. He took me to my very first gym session, and we started training pretty heavily together. He showed me how to do certain sets, reps, and just went from there, and then just fell in love with the gym. He sort of showed me how to set up a basic program, more or less, and then just when he wasn't coming in with me, I just started training on my own 2-3 times a week and just loved it. And I found out I could do a personal trainer's course. And
never forget your first time, huh?
Oh, no, not at all. I remember my first leg day. That was brutal.
Nice.
It was. I remember. I was trying to keep up with, I was probably 18 at the time. He was 22, 23 or so. Yeah. And he was strong. He went from being 70, 80 odd kilos up to about 100. He was pushing some decent weight. Me being young and cocky, I'm like, I'm going to keep up with this dude. Same reps, same weights. Yeah. And got in my car, went to drive home. And every time I went to tap the accelerator, calf was cramping. I was struggling.
Yeah.
I got inside and I literally collapsed onto the floor. And then my old man just started poking me with a stick. And I was just trying to get into the shower.
That's some old school parenting there for you as well.
He was loving it. He's poking me. Just like, get up, come on, how's it feel?
He would have been there. He's had some sore bodies over the years for sure.
Yeah,
Dad being in karate and bouncing and things like that.
Absolutely. So I was sitting there literally trying to crawl to the shower because my legs just gave out from underneath me.
Yeah.
And then, that was a rough leg day. And
That's
just
awesome.
sort of, fell in love with the gym from there and then found my passion for it. And then especially down the track, I love the rehab side of it, finding people that are having, let's say, a lesser quality of life.
Was this like due to your injuries and things? Like
I've had a few injuries here and there, but not a whole lot.
Yeah.
So like my love for personal training was just, I loved getting into the gym and then just helping other people. Yeah. But coming from a young age, playing so much soccer and futsal, I was really fit, but I was also really, really skinny. And then after I started training, put in a bit of muscle, just fell in love with that process.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that was always really good. And I mean, most people sort of go down the same avenue as well. Like I came from I was training 3 or 4 hours a day on top of playing lots of different games of futsal. Like I'd finish school, go to outdoor training, then go to indoor training, and then I'd play 1 or 2 games after that if they needed to fill into things. I was always really active.
Oh, to be a teenager.
The body of it, the recovery was great.
Unbelievable. That's really cool.
Yeah, stepping into doing PT things, and I really like helping people find a better quality of life. So like I've said to you before, and having clients that are struggling to move or have certain aspects of their life, and then actually step in and get them training, give them a little more education on their body, and then go, well, we can actually get you to a better standard now. Yeah. Which is always the benefit with what we do. That's
awesome. That's probably one of the things I resonated with you straight away when I took over managing the gym. So me and Rhys originally met. I ended up taking a job here in Ballarat, didn't know anybody, and ended up getting a management role at the Jets Wendouree, and Rhys was one of the first people I met there, being a trainer there, and we clicked pretty quick, to be honest. Had a few drinks and got a little bit out of hand, you might say, but we had some stories to tell, and I guess we have a lot of the same qualities when it comes to our profession, and also sense of humour, movies, different things like that. We clicked pretty quick, and same interests obviously help. That's one thing that really resonated with you was what you said about why you train people, and it's more than, as much as it's good to, get a nice pump and have a glamorous physique and, these sort of things and chase these external things. I think it's the quality of life is the most important for why we do what we do, because people don't understand a lot of the time before they start training, eating healthier, getting a bit of a routine and prioritising their health, how it actually makes them feel and how it improves the rest of their life.
Absolutely, yeah.
The bonus prize is just, the transformation physically. After that, it's infinite as far as positives go, and I really resonated with that, with you saying that, and I see it with your clients too. Even just when they walk out after a session with yourself, just the smile on the face, the energy, the endorphins as well, and how comfortable they are with you. I know we've had this conversation before. Clients will share very in-depth details with us at times, very personal issues. Absolutely. And that professionalism there and that openness that they have shows how good of a trainer you are, and the right person in the industry. The industry these days, is a bit of a mess in a lot of ways, but you definitely hold on to that kind of, I guess, the traditional reasons for why we do what we do. And
one of the things that I love about it, I'll explain to all of my clients that I take on board, it's their hour. Like I'll give them all of my opinions on, I'll say, jokingly, like I'm not a psychologist, but I'll absolutely give you my 2 cents and my opinions on what I think you should do with X, Y, or Z in your life. Yeah. But please don't take it as like I know what I'm doing. Like in terms of training, absolutely. Like we'll do what we can to get you to a good standard. But if they're going through something at home or in their personal life or relationship, like, oh well, here's a perspective for you. I don't know if it's right, but here's what you can.
I'm not Dr. Phil, but this is my opinion and what I would.
Exactly. And please do another set. Like
that's awesome. That's really good, man. So for you, this would have changed over time, obviously now that you've got young kids and things too. We can kind of probably go in comparison from both perspectives. So
bit of a background, absolutely.
How do you kind of stay, you can go from when you started training and things, you were single, or you might have just had Caitlin at the time, no kids. Staying physically and mentally healthy, how do you do that, and how has it changed now that you're a young parent, and you work in multiple jobs and running a business on the side, and how do you juggle all that, and how do you, I guess, still prioritize those things?
Yeah, so going from pre-training, this is one thing that I've talked to you about this several times, that really irks me, is when you have young influencers online, they go, we all have the same 24 hours, get up, do what you need to do. It's like, yeah, we all live in the same 24-hour period, but it's not the same 24 hours.
Yeah.
The last 6 weeks, which I've talked to you about a couple of times, is it's gone between like Caitlin and our 2 kids, it's been sick, hand, foot in mouth, sick, teething. So over the course of 6 weeks, we've had an absolute shit show, and Caitlin, as gorgeous as she is, has done such good work when I'm doing the other side of my business. So working in sales retail, then I'll finish at 5:30, come over to the gym, have 2 or 3 clients. Yeah. She'll come home from her work, and we'll have either my mum or her mum looking after the kids on the days that we're both working. Yeah. She'll come straight home, make dinner, I'll be with clients, and I'll come home, help clean up, and then get the kids to bed. By then, I finish at 5:30, I've got a client at 5:45, and then I'll go on to about 7, then a client from 7 till 8. Then I get home, help clean everything up, then have dinner. It's 9:30 at night. Yeah. I want to debrief about her day, I want to debrief about my day, actually spend some form of quality of time together. Yeah. It's now 10 o'clock at night. To then go to the gym, absolutely love to do it. I'm very much a night person when I'm training. Yeah. But then over the last 6 weeks, our daughter will come into our bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. So we're only getting 4 or 5 hours worth of sleep. And as we both know, sleep is so integral to what you need to do with your recovery, your mental health, and all of that. So it's hard to have the same 24 hours when you are getting home ridiculously late, or you've got kids coming into your bed at 2, 3 in the morning. Our son's 18 months old. So at the moment when he's teething, he's getting up at 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning for an hour or so. Yeah. Caitlin will go and do that. I'll get up with him in the morning. So we've got this nice tag in, tag out system where some days she'll do, most days she'll do a lot more than what I will at night, because especially he wants to go on the boob and have a bit of that, like we'll say, stress relief, which is good for his teeth. Whereas in the morning, she's had a rough night, I'll get up with the kids so she can have another half hour, an hour of sleep. Yeah. All going from 12 till 2 at night, where she's absolutely sleep deprived, and then I'm getting kicked and everything. Having a good time with that. And then I'll get up at 5 a.m. with the kids. Yeah. Like I could get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and then train and then get up with the kids. And then it pushes my day from, 4 in the morning till 9, 10 o'clock at night, 10, 11 o'clock at night. So you're only getting a little quality of sleep, and it's just not feasible. Yeah. I would say with that too, even escalating from like in the way that you've put it too, although very hard, busy things, like you can imagine like a single parent trying to do it as well. They'll be thinking to themselves now when you say that, they'll be thinking, imagine if you didn't have the partner and the supportive partner and things. And you can understand that next level as well of people that have absolutely no time to themselves, and you can understand. And I think we have to empathise with those people. And like you said, that perspective of we have the same 24 hours. It's always some 20-year-old influencer and no kids, no responsibilities. So they're getting parents making their own food for them as well.
Very self-absorbed perspective, I would say. They haven't really experienced these things, and until they have kids, they don't really understand.
I had the same, I wouldn't say philosophy, but I had that same form of thinking, especially younger prior to kids. Caitlin and I would go to the gym after we'd both knock off work. Yeah. We'd go out and we'd have a feed, or we'd come home and we'd make some form of food. Like it was so much easier, especially when we were both living at home, to then knock off work, go to the gym, get home at 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. You've got the full night ahead of us. All right. I remember thinking, especially going from 0 to 1 kid, going on a weekend, there's nothing to do. There's not enough time to clean the house or meal prep. Yeah. You throw one child in there and then you go, oh my God, this is so much harder. Yeah. And then you finally get one of them down for a nap and you go, now I've got a 4-year-old that's now wanting to still play during the day, and you don't have that time to yourself, I guess. Yeah, for sure. It's so interesting just having that level of, I still will always prioritise our kids' time. I don't want to go to the gym when they're awake, because that's my time to be with them. And that's why I went from being full-time to part-time in my sales role. Yeah. And then so that I can spend more time home with the kids. Once they're older, and they're sleeping better through the night, I'm going to prioritise getting up that little bit earlier. Yeah. So hopefully next week or the week after, because they're starting to get back to a better routine. Yeah. I can go to the gym at 6:30 in the morning. So that way by the time they're meant to be up at 7, I can get home, take over, and then help get them ready for daycare, kinder, or doing the handover from my mum or their mum, Caleb's mum, I should say.
So fitness, health, nutrition, all that sort of stuff. It's not a one size fits all scenario. Like we're not talking about Bonnie Blue here. You know what I mean? Sorry about that. There's a little analogy there. Forget it. So with that too, how do you incorporate? I guess you would incorporate having like young kids. Your daughter's running around and everything now.
Oh, absolutely. She was running from a very young age. Like she was walking at 9 or 10 months. So she was always very active as well. Yeah. And then now she's getting up, she's playing, she loves that bit of rough and tumble place, being able to chase her around the house.
So that helps for sure. I guess that's what I was trying to ask is, do you incorporate, physical activity in that? Make sure you're, I guess, getting some activity as well with the kids. And I guess you're forced to as well.
So like some simple things that we'll do is just incorporate basic running around, playing. Yeah. There's little games that I'll play with her that I can't play with an 18-month-year-old.
Yeah.
So I'll lay down on my back and she'll go, can we play bench press? And literally she'll lay in my hands and I'll just throw her up in the air and catch her again. Nice. And she loves doing things like that and running around and just involving some form of gym work.
Yeah.
Like she'll jump on my back and we'll do a couple of push-ups and I go, all right, I'm tired. Like please give us a rest here for a second.
Yeah.
And she'll do the same sort of thing. She'll start doing push-ups and just having a bit of a laugh and playing around in that aspect. We always want to try and encourage her to stay as healthy as we can be, using better words of, don't eat too much, like eating the correct food.
Let's have that conversation, because we talked about this. We just did a gym session together just before as well. Got a little pump before the podcast. Gym bro style, a few monsters here and things, but I might actually crack mine. That's all right.
Yes, please.
Apologies for the sound, but...
Whoa.
Cheers.
Delicious.
That sound. Yeah, where was I now? I'm so lost.
We're talking
about eating habits. Now I was very impressed by you. I am a lot of the time, but
thank you.
Just with what you said about how you're instilling in your kids like a healthy relationship with food, and when I mean the mindset behind it. I'm getting very, very interested, and the deeper I delve into kind of eating habits and things and the relationships of food and then the psychology behind why we do things.
With dietetics and having that more, especially like I've leaned on you with a lot of my clients, so I just don't have that same nutritional knowledge that you have. Yeah. And probably we never will with how you've done with your degree. You're
a very inquisitive person. A lot of the things you say are already right. It's not like I have to correct you or things at different times. You very much know what you're doing. But I was very impressed by what you said. Yeah, how you incorporate. You're instilling a mindset in your kids already from a young age of the relationship with food and not labeling food as good or bad. And even with like body dysmorphia, especially in females, you're making sure that she can gravitate this in a really wise way. Can we talk a little bit about that, like what you do, like an example of?
There's so much stuff online that you see, especially with young females and the body images that they go through, especially with young men as well. Like I said, when I was studying the gym, I wasn't happy with how I looked and I just wanted to get bigger and stronger. But with young females, there's so much satire online and just misinformation is probably the best word for it. I won't specifically say food is good or bad. So if she's having lollipops or icy bowls, it's not don't eat that, that's bad. That is a sometimes food. We won't push her to eat more than what she needs to. So if she's having dinner, last night I made some spaghetti for her and when she gets full, she'll say, I'm full. We'll leave it there for another 10, 15 minutes. If she wants to come back to it and eat it afterwards, she absolutely can. Yeah. But it's not a matter of you must clean your plate if you want a snack. If she's full, she is full. There's no amount that you're going to force that kid into eating it. Yeah. And that's going to just instill an unhealthy habit with it.
Of course.
She'll do, one thing we try to teach her as well is when she's eating all of her good foods, it's make sure you're getting enough protein. And she, like, something that I absolutely love is she'll have a bite of a spaghetti or a meat and then she'll do a double bicep pose and go, look daddy, look how big my muscles are. I'm eating all my protein. Love that.
Love that.
So it's good to have that. It's not necessarily good or a bad food, but protein we know is absolutely good and vital for growth. Yeah. And she's not going, as she'll say, when she goes to kinder as well, when she's got whatever food we put in her lunchbox, because Caitlin typically does all of that. Yeah. She'll have her food, she'll do a double bicep pose to her kinder teachers and goes, I've had all my protein, look how big my muscles are. She's like, what's going on with this child?
I love that. And she's probably got more nutritional knowledge than the general population now as well, and not like a biased or sporadic angle of it either on social media and things. I love that.
But it deep dives as well more into not specifically just to that as well. One thing that I said to Kaylin that I really want to do for her and our daughter is when Kaylin puts on a bit of mascara or some makeup before she goes to work, it's not about mummy's looking beautiful, because she's always beautiful. Kaylin is a gorgeous partner, absolutely love her to pieces. It's mummy wants to look fancy. So having that, again, it's a slight language change of when Eva goes to the kindy, she'll get like an eyelash brush and she'll put it under the water. It's not like flicking her eyebrows. She goes, I'm going to look fancy today. It's like, you're always beautiful, but if you want to look a bit of extra you want to look a little fancy today, you absolutely can. Yeah. And that's just like something that I really like to be very specific with and not trying to destroy her self-image.
That's a really good message. I'm pretty sure there'll be parents out there now thinking, wow, what a good way to put things too. I definitely would have thought of that, but I think, choice and word is super important just around kids, and just, I guess it helps being a coach too. We have to be really careful. We almost unconsciously become very careful of words we say and things we say with our clients too, to get the right messaging across that they can take home with them and think about and implement over time. So I guess it works both ways there. Would you say that, the industry then has helped you with parenting and things too? Or like, I guess in a coaching side or like a...
I don't know. So it's I wouldn't say it's specifically helped, because especially the other side to seeing everything online is I've taken some things from like when I'm brain rotting through Instagram or TikTok. I can't remember who the original account was that said this. There was a female client and she was saying how proud she was of one of her clients where the mum was weighing her food and it was blueberries. Yeah. And the daughter said, well, why are you weighing your food? And mum said, to make sure I'm eating enough. Not to make sure I'm not eating too much, it's that I'm eating enough, so then that way I can stay fit and strong. And then the daughter said, can I weigh my food? And then it was like such a nice wholesome message of, absolutely. And then the daughter got up, is this enough for me to be big and strong? Yeah. And that really resonated of, that's enough for you to be big and strong. And that's, again, that's a small linguistic change of, I don't want to eat too much because I want to be big. It's I want to eat enough to stay healthy. And that's something that's so important, especially with young men, young women, of you need to eat enough to get strong. Yeah. And as a trainer you've been in the industry for years, of having, it's typically, I'd say more common with young women of, I want to eat less so that way I can get, I want to get skinny, I want to get toned. It's, you need to eat more, actually. Yeah. You need to eat the right amount of protein. You make sure you have enough carbs. You still need to have fats for brain development and function and go down that avenue. Yeah. As opposed to, just put you on a $1,200 calorie deficit and just leave it at that. It's not how muscle development works. Yeah. You need to have enough protein and calories to build that muscle. 100%. Yeah, it's that flick switch, and the wording is so important around it and the messaging, and anything can be unhealthy if it becomes too much or not obsessive, or it becomes detrimental to the point where you're labeling things as good or bad, or you're being fully controlled by that, and it becomes everything to you. You don't have that flexibility. It's definitely I love cracking a white monster for a bit of extra caffeine. I'm having 4 a day. I don't want to push my heart to failure. That's right. That's not great. Yeah, a little bit of everything. Good. Yeah. What do they say? In moderation is good. Anything can be good or bad depending on the intake of it, for sure. Now, with this as well, talking about intake, I did write this down. You've told this story to me a few times. I want to talk about it. So this is more on your nutritional side. So the first meal plan you got from a coach, the famous HSP story. I love this story. I use this now with a lot of my new clients. I tell them about, because I take them through their new meal plans and different things that are customized for them, and I make it clear. I misinterpreted the rules. So let's talk about the HSP story. Tell me what happened with this. So again, I love this story, and something that I'll mention here and there with a few new clients and things like that. Prior to having kids, was seeing one of my trainers, Jono, and he'd done body comps before, and he was using me as a step into trying to go and pursue that sort of role of, I want to be a body comp coach. Yeah. So I'd never done anything like that. I trained, got to a decent standard, but I was really leaning on his shoulders of trainers training trainers to further develop their own skills. And he gave me a meal plan. I was tracking my calories. I was tracking my weight every morning. And I said, I love having a HSP for lunch. So was this like just
sorry, was it a few different days, or just like one kind of day of eating and showing you examples of how to eat for that day, or was there different days, or just the one?
No, it was essentially just a meal plan of like just
Yep.
more or less eat the same thing every day, because
Yep.
I'm not really concerned about having
Variety.
a variety. Like my variety, if I was having like, so let's just like chicken and rice,
Yeah.
I can throw in whatever spice mix I want, whether it's like a lemon
Sauces
herb or a smoked paprika, because that's going to give me a different like flavor anyway. So it doesn't really bother me in that
Yep.
aspect. And I misinterpreted that I could have a HSP for lunch. So
Okay.
what I was doing,
Like every day, you mean? Or,
yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
So you mean was that like an example of like a one-off, kind of have this meal
Yeah.
once a week?
Yeah, have this
Okay.
once a week, or
Yeah.
on a day that you've saved up the calories to have a HSP.
Yeah.
So almost every day I was at work, I was going down to it's Hot and Tasty Kebab Stop, elite level
Shout out to
kebabs
them.
if you're in Ballarat, unbelievable kebabs. So I was walking down to get a medium HSP, not a large,
Okay.
with garlic sauce and chili sauce and some jalapenos on
So
top.
it's like ordering a upsized KFC and you're getting a Diet Pepsi.
Yeah.
Wasn't having a large, having medium.
Not that sugar, no, thank you. So I was loving it. I was gaining weight. I was pushing some good weight. My progressive overload was just stacking on.
Do you
I was
have
loving
your transformation on your Instagram or anything like that, or?
it. Not on my page, but on his page I do. So
Yeah. So you want to check out Rhys's transformation. Like he wasn't always the big dog he is now, for sure. He's worked hard and definitely transformed his body. He's definitely a great example of somebody who's progressed over time in the gym and towards their goals.
see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, so here's an example of what it was.
I
So
can
just
put it
for
up.
you, like there
Yeah.
was that,
Yeah.
and then that photo there.
It looks
So I
like
put on a fair bit of
it
size.
literally looks like you hadn't gone through puberty, and then all of a sudden,
Well, here's another example as well. So this is when I first started training. So this is going back to my Snapchat memories. This was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is back when I was still playing. So I was still really lean and I was like ridiculously strong for the size that I was at. To
Yeah.
be relatively small. I can send this to you as well.
yeah,
Like I had an outline of abs and a bit of chest development. Core strength was really good because especially I played in the back line. So
Football
when
as
people
well.
are coming across me, I'm trying to get that hip and shoulder and
Yeah.
rolling people through tackles. And then this was on Monday just gone.
yeah.
Like the muscle development I've had. And
That's
it
awesome.
shows like over the course of 8 years and actually eating properly. That's
And what it shows there too for you, it shows the amount of muscle you built because you can hold on to a bit more body fat and still have the definition there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Over time, which is a really important thing there too. People get scared of like building muscle, but they don't realize the more muscle they build later on when they cut down, or even if they don't get as lean, the definition is going to be there for them.
Yeah,
The same with females. And the difference is they're not going to grow into bodybuilders and get big like guys do. They'll just get more tone. Like as soon as they built that muscle and they lean out
I've
a
got a
little
story
bit.
on that as well after, which
looks-
I've told you about a
Yeah.
couple of times. But circling back to the HSP thing. So
Yeah.
what I had essentially done was I was eating my meal plans, I was doing really well, and then I was at work and I was smacking down the HSP, and one of the girls that I work with, she's like, "Oh, didn't you have one of them yesterday?" I was like, "Yeah, of course, it's in my meal plan. Like, this is great. I have HSP, I'm still gaining weight, and I'm still getting stronger. So I don't think you should be doing that." I was like, "Well, no,
It's on my
you
meal
built it
plan.
into my meal
Look,
plan."
here.
Yeah, that's essentially.
Yeah.
And then she went, "I don't think you should be having one a day." So I was talking to my trainer about it the next day. I was doing again, before kids, I was doing like a 6 a.m. session.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, hey, Jono, like I'm having, one HSP a day." And he just went, "What?" "Yeah, in the meal plans, I'm having one a day. I'm loving it." And he goes, "No, don't do that." It's like, "Isn't it in the meal plan?" He goes, "Yeah, that's like your cheat day.
It's a one-off.
That's your one-off
once a week or
So I'm
2 weeks.
taking in every day that I was at work. So, I had every second weekend off and one other day. So it was a fortnightly rest. So I have like a Monday and a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then on the Wednesday, I'd also have the Saturday, Sunday off.
Yeah.
So still I'm having, 10 HSPs a fortnight.
But would you as well? Would you eat that HSP and then like have an additional cheat meal somewhere else because that was in your meal plan? Do you know what I mean?
No, so I was just having the HSPs.
That was your flexible
That
meal.
was my flexible meal that I was having every day
Yeah.
while I was at work. And then still having like a decent feed at night as well, on top
Yeah.
of the little like rice cakes or like an LCM's bar or things like
Yeah.
that. And then no, that's only meant to be like once a week. And I was like, that explains why I'm jumping up in body weight a fair bit. So, HSP is like what, 1,800 calories or something
at
like
least,
that.
Yeah.
So we cut that back really quick. And then the definition from what I was currently at to about I would even say 2 weeks later was like a big difference.
Started cutting down.
Yeah, I wasn't eating another 8,000 calories a week. Like,
I love that.
It was quite crazy, just because I misinterpreted the rules.
Of course. So that's a really important lesson there for people out there listening. You know, have that conversation with your coach about your nutrition, and find out about calories also. Like, we don't really look at that. We can get a meal plan, not really understand why we're eating what we're eating, and question it also. Like, if you're getting a plan that doesn't really suit you and doesn't have the foods you want to incorporate and foods that are your preference, you should be able to question it. They should be able to customize it for you in that way too. Obviously for Rhys, were you supposed to be cutting at the time or rebuilding? Or was it kind of just a bit of mix?
We're in the process of trying to find what our maintenance was. Okay. So like not gaining, not targeting to gain or targeting to lose. It was specifically roughly what we're going to say. If we gain a little bit, that's fine. But I was gaining a bit.
Excess amount, and then for obvious reasons later on.
We recalculated what we were trying to do. And then, we managed to get back into a bit of a cut phase. And then we were prepping for a comp. And that's when we found out Caitlin was pregnant with our eldest. And they went, we'll revisit this after we have our daughter.
We've got a more important prep now to take care of.
And then we went to revisit it. We started training again, and then we just sort of slowly fizzled out. So we didn't end up even doing a comp. But the other thing on that as well with calories, after I started learning a lot more through you and actually deep diving through just a little nutrition thing on the back, one thing that I loved at my workplace was when we hit our targets, our KPIs, we would get little treats. So we got individually wrapped Tim Tams. I mean, they're a weak point for me.
It's even just an experience opening them. It's not like you just got the whole tray there, you can just open them.
So we had this big, we could order them through Wink, and you were getting 250, 300 Tim Tams.
What are they? About 90, 100 calories?
98 to 100 calories. 8 Tim
Tam.
And we're very flexible at my workplace. So
we're not saying you can't have Tim Tams either. We're just stating our knowledge of calories.
Where I'd not workplace in terms of at the gym, workplace in terms of my sales role. And you walk in, you'd fill up your drink bottle. I go, I'm just gonna grab a Tim Tam. I'd have one, and I don't like having one. I'd always have two because even numbers is the way to go.
Of course.
So I have 2 Tim Tams, and then an hour or so passes. I'm like, I feel a bit snacky. I'm gonna go have 2 more Tim Tams. So I have 2 more. I'd sit down and have my lunch. I'm like, it's got 20 minutes. It's like 1 Tim Tam, maybe 2. So I have 2 more Tim Tams. By the end of the day, I've had 8 or 10 Tim Tams. I go, fuck, that's 1,000 calories there. Like it adds up so quickly. So easy. And it wasn't until I actually looked at the nutrition value on the back and I went, shocker, Tim Tams aren't very good for you. Like, delicious. To consistently have so much. So instead of having a little chalky treat every single time, because that much chocolate and just
becomes a habit, doesn't it, as well? Like it becomes almost unconsciously part of your work routine. I've got a spare 20.
I loved it. Then a spare 20, I'd finish it. I have an aggressive customer and they've cracked the shits because we told them that if you don't buy the delivery with the install, the unit won't be installed. So they bought the delivery, the drop off, and it didn't get installed, and they're wondering why. I'm like, you didn't pay for it. Like, but why not? I'm like, you didn't pay for it. So like, you know what? Tim Tam. So one simple change that I made was those, the dense Musashi bars. They're like 50 grams of protein. You're chewing a brick. I love them.
I can't eat them at the moment with these braces, but I miss them though. I miss them. They definitely feel the void for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So I traded having 8 to 10 Tim Tams a day for having one of those dense Musashi bars. And then I'm also getting a little chalky treat. I'm getting 50 grams of protein. I'll have that at 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. And then, especially if I'm waking up at 6, 7 a.m., I'm getting a bit hungry by that point. That's going to put me on till about lunch. I'd have lunch at 2 and I have a late lunch. So it just tides me over and I'm getting a decent amount of protein. I still get a little bit of chocolate and then I'm still hitting some decent macros as well.
That's a great message for people out there. It's not even about elimination of foods, because realistically, even for you to get into say you were trying to lean out and cut a bit of body fat, you could realistically still have maybe 2 Tim Tams and that bar and still create like a 300 calorie buffer or whatever. But even the fact of that, you're not depriving yourself of something either, but you're just replacing it with something else that is towards your goals.
And I always, it was a bit of trial and error because you've got the ones that are only 26 grams and things like that. But I like the fact that like I'm I'm chewing these things. They're unnecessarily.
It's an experience in itself.
Yeah, going through the looks maxing and like the jaws getting work out as well.
I love that. That's a really good message for people out there. Same sort of thing. And it's just, again, knowledge. It's very easy. And the funny thing about that is because they individually wrap to it, like it's a bit more effort to kind of consume them rather than having the tray. Like people say, I'll get individually wrapped kind of Tim Tams. But then again,
the fun is wrapping them.
The fun is unwrapping them too. It's like Christmas every single time.
Yeah. It's the same thing on that as well. Like our manager buys a big bag of Mentos.
Yeah.
And then they're the fruit ones. So you got the yellow, the orange, and the pink ones.
Yeah.
I don't know whose idea it was to not have just the pink ones. So we go in, you grab one, it's orange. You're, fuck, have that. And you unwrap another one, and it's yellow. And that's not what I want. The next one, process it has to be pink. You get another orange. You're like, well, there's the third one.
Yeah.
You keep going until you find a pink one.
Yeah.
I need to have two pink ones. So you continue going down, and again, it's just that slow
and
deterioration.
They're 10 calories, I think, off by heart as well. So pop in a few of those, you can get easy 50 calories.
Double dropping Mentos too many times to try and find a pink one.
How easy is it to have 10 Mentos? Like it's 100 calories, just like that.
Yeah, it's those little snacks that a lot of people find where they go, they have a handful of Skittles. Just one won't hurt, but one turns into 3 or 4 throughout the day. I 8 to 10 Tim Tams.
Yeah.
And then you go, well, I'm actually blowing out my calorie reserve into unnecessary snacks.
That'd be a good point too, even for parents, going back to this quickly, just eating your kids' leftovers and things. You find that happens a fair bit too sometimes if there's like food left over or...
It really depends. Like our youngest, he loves just making a mess of the plate. So with his stuff, typically not.
Not as appealing in the eye.
It's not as appealing, like...
Bit of drool here, bit of snot.
Yeah, it's like sloppy steaks, if you've seen. I think you should leave. Like there's water, there's, if there's like some juice or whatever, or you've got your peas mashed into whatever. Like it's a nightmare of a plate. Yeah. With our daughter, in the morning, I let my partner have a bit of a sleep in. I went out and got some coffees and some baby Ginos.
Yep.
They'll give her a white and a pink marshmallow. So she'll have the pink one and she'll chew off part of the white one and then go, hey, do you want this? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Whereas if our son gets it, he doesn't have marshmallows because he's only 18 months old, but if he grabs onto it, he's got sticky hands, I'm like, get that away, that's a choking hazard. Like you're not going anywhere near that for a little while. Yeah. But because he's got sticky hands, like, please don't touch me. Like,
love it.
There's a door who'll come up to you and like he'll have, like say he's got a banana that he's eating, he'll slowly like chew away at that. He goes, Daddy. And he goes, nah. And it's just this mangled, like chunks taken out of the side. Yeah. And it's just like, thanks, buddy. Yeah. Do you want me to put it in the bin for you? And he goes, bin. So we walk out of the bin and go.
No, easy way of cutting calories there as well. Just give it to your toddler and let them mess it up for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Give them the Tim Tams.
Less appealing than crunching it and just,
So a few more kind of questions I wanted to get through with you based on training, fitness. What is like common reasons you find most clients seek your help for personal training? Is it a wide range, or do you find there's similar kind of goals or reasons from and what I mean by this is like one of the biggest barriers for most people is just stepping foot in the gym. Like the environment's intimidating for them. Do you find some will just come for you to kind of absorb that knowledge first and kind of feel comfortable in the gym? Or is it both?
It really depends on like the individual. So I've had good friends that I've had over the years where they'd never stepped foot in the gym, and they went, I went from being really skinny to putting on a fair bit of weight and actually like getting bigger. And I was like, oh, if you want to come into the gym, train with me. And then we'll just train together. I'm not going to charge you for my time. It's just, we'll train together. Yeah. And then it's good to have someone who's already in that environment that can walk you through it. Like no one in the gym is like, you see those things online where people are just absolute idiots. 90% of people, especially at Jets where we are, it's such a loving community. When they see that there's someone new, people aren't coming over and laughing or randomly staring you in the mirror. Yeah. Everyone's quite welcoming. And so that's one thing I love about being where we are. Yeah. But finding someone that you can go through and actually walk you in and take you through a bit of a tour is always helpful. Yeah. In terms of with clients, it's a really broad spectrum. I found it now that I've put on a bit of size as well, especially when I'm in my work uniform, our t-shirts have that like cuffed sleeve. So like, especially if I'm carrying something out, like I've got a fair bit of like muscle showing and things.
Thanks. Yeah, you were talking about, sorry about that. You might have to talk a little bit quieter. We'll see how we go now. Yeah, so you were talking about like in your work uniform and you've built a bit of muscle and things now.
And people be like, do you train? Things like that. Yeah, if you want to come down, come and have a look at the gym, and they'll find that sort of like reason to. They'll see someone that's a little bit more fit. So you would have it similar with yourself, where they love the idea of training, but they don't want to step in until you like really push for it.
Yeah.
But other clients, have one lady that's been training with me for years, and she wanted to go and walk the Camino. She's in her 60s and gorgeous woman as well. All of her friends decided she was, they were just going to do for a few little walks. She decided to go, no, I'm going to try and find a trainer and help me train. So we doing weighted step-ups, getting on the rowing machine, trying to build her VO2 max and build her specifically for this walk.
Yeah.
She, from what she had told me, she was progressing better than what her friends were when they actually went on the walk, because she had actually started implementing a bit of a better routine. You helped her out with a meal plan. We're doing weighted exercises as opposed to just
walking. Yeah.
She found a better quality of life. She was getting a lot stronger, especially with older women, post-menopause, bone density dives off a cliff.
Yeah.
So she's found a better quality of life. Whereas with younger men, 90% of the time, it's, I just want to get fucking huge.
Want abs, want to get huge.
Exactly. Yeah.
Always the very external goals.
So it's really depending on the person, from what they want to achieve, what their goals are. I've got my mother-in-law training now as well. Yeah. She had never stepped foot in the gym and then started training with me, and same sort of thing. Finding it better. She goes on runs a lot now as well. She's getting better times because she's building a lot more muscle and strength. Both my parents now come into the gym and they train with me on a Monday night just to get that bit of better quality of life. Yeah. Like the benefits are just so visual, I think, as opposed to the deeper. With anyone older in their 50s or 60s, bone density is such a massive problem. Yeah. Where most people, they fall over, they crack a hip, they break a wrist. If you're training, it's less likely to happen.
100%. I think I say this, I've probably said it a million times and I always say it, it's just, the physical side's always just the bonus prize of everything else that you can't see happening in your body. And everyone has different goals. I think people assume everyone has the same goals in the gym too, and can be a little bit judgmental in a lot of ways. Like, they don't really look like they're training, or
they see someone doing some plyometric exercise and they're looking for that explosive movement. They're like, but are they training for their specific sport? Are they training for like athletics? If they go into some form of like high jump or they're doing a 100-meter sprint, they're typically not going to be sitting on a bench press trying to max out their reps. They're looking for that quick, explosive movement.
That's a good example there. We have a wide range of different members in our gym training for different reasons. A lot have similar and a lot have different reasons. We have gymnasts, we have people preparing for holidays, just want to get around the holiday and enjoy it, or they're first timers, or they're coming back to the gym after having time off and want to regain their fitness. And the gym is there. It's so versatile. Even if you walk into a gym, there's so many different machines and different mechanisms for a reason. It's because everybody has different goals and we want to cater to those people. So that's a really good message
the aesthetics are just a byproduct of what your end sort of goal is. Like if you want to look good and you want to have bigger muscles, bigger size or anything, you need to get that strength first.
And by all means, you can do that too. Yeah.
There's so many underrated benefits of just getting into the gym. Like I said earlier, like what I said to my clients, this is your hour. If you want to do 3 or 4 exercises and we'll just give some basic things and you just want to vent to me, that's like, I'm here. I'm cheaper than a psychologist. Nowhere near as trained, but this is your hour that we'll do what you want. Like we still want to get the physical benefits of training, doing things like that. But if you want to vent about work, your partner, what's going on in your home, you've got that option with me. And then I don't know how other trainers are. They shouldn't be talking about it, but with me, I take that to a higher level of self-reassurance. I like to make sure that my clients know that things aren't going to go further, so they can have that trust and mutual respect for each other as well. Yeah,
I think that's something that probably doesn't get talked about as much in the industry, and probably because of social media and things too. We have a very people that probably haven't been in a gym or haven't had a personal trainer might look at them as quite shallow and self-absorbed. Not saying there isn't a lot of those trainers out there, there definitely is. But on the other side of that, when you really look at it and you really dial it in, we are like professional health practitioners, and we have that, relationship with the client where it is, it's a non-disclosure type of situation where you are intaking information that isn't going to be shared with anybody else. We're almost, like, how would you say, we're holding on to health records, not in files and papers and locked up, but we've got them with us all the time, and we take that into account. So that's a really good point.
And you see when you're talking to your clients, you go, like someone had a meeting or they've applied for a job, and you go, how'd that go last week? And they go, you remembered? I was like, like, of course I did. Like, it's not just I'm here just to train you. Like, I'm actively interested in how you're going outside of our sessions as well.
That's right.
It's not just, you pay me for the hour and then see you next
10
week.
cents
I
a
don't
bike,
care. Like,
go, see you later. Don't talk to me.
I'm actively interested in how you're going outside of our sessions.
And because of how that dictates what their results are going to be in the gym too, like how they're feeling and different times. If their life's falling apart outside of the gym, sometimes they're not going to want to come in and max out on like barbell squats or they're not even really going to want to train. Sometimes they just want to come there to switch off from the world outside.
Absolutely. I know when I was coming up through like my soccer and my futsal, if I was having a bit of a hard time, whether it was at let's say prior to the gym, if I was having a hard time at school or anything like that, I could step onto the soccer pitch or playing futsal as well. That was my time to just be around people that I really appreciated, good friends, and just playing. It was an escape from what you're getting outside of all of the rough or the sort of shit times that you've got. That's something that I absolutely love about the gym. You can go there, whether you're by yourself, you're with a trainer or with a few friends. It's nothing else, like nothing matters in that sort of sense. You can have that chat to a friend or anything about, oh, this is actually what's going on, and it's just a little bit nicer to step into that environment and have your time.
I agree. This could have been maybe a conversation you've heard, eavesdropping in a gym, or maybe someone's told you this at some point, maybe at work or a different environment. But being like having the aesthetic and stuff you do, like it's impressive physique. You can tell you go to the gym and everything like that. But you would obviously get people come up to you and make comments about fitness, about training and different things. What's one of the worst kind of comments or conversations or advice you've heard somebody giving you or giving somebody else? Is like an example of something like that, like you can think of, where someone's just given.
There's a few things that come to mind. One of them is when they they comment without having the prior education. So there's people that have come up, whether I'm at work or out in social, and they want the advice, but they want the reassurance of what they're doing is right, as opposed to putting in the hard work. So I'll have someone come up to me and they'll go, I'm looking to lose weight, so I'm not eating as much and I'm just doing cardio. Like, oh, what are your goals? I just want to look toned. I'm like, okay, well, to tone, you need to build the muscle. But you can't. You need to have some form of muscle to be able to have that toned look. Like, oh no, I don't want to get too bulky. I'm like, that's not how it works. So like, your maximum weight is not going to be close to what my maximum weight is. So what we're trying to do is, if you need to build that muscle to then lose, it's easier to maintain that body that you're trying to get, as opposed to just cutting all your carbs. You can eat more, then you can train harder, have better sleep, and it's all just a byproduct of maintenance. Is probably the best word for it.
That's a.
And you give them that advice. They go, oh no, but I feel really good when I get off, the rowing machine. I go for my runs. I'm like, oh, I'm sure you do feel good, but if you're going to get that toned look, you need to build muscle. Oh no, I'm not doing that. Like,
and that's
why come up and ask?
That's a tough point. In the positions that we are, we're getting questions to things, and a lot of people, it might be their friend circle, it might be their partner, it might be the people close to them. They have people around them validating their excuses. People are making excuses for premeditated actions that they're going to take that don't really align with what they should be doing, and they don't want to hear realistically what they're going to have to do in order to do it. And talk to anybody who's been training for a long time. It never gets easier. There's this perception at times, I'm sure you've had it with clients too, that they'll ask the question, oh, when is it going to get easier? Or when am I going to stop being so sore? And the truth is, you're not going to.
When it gets easier, you make it harder. And then it's that rinse and repeat of I look forward to being that little bit more sore and oh, that was a good workout.
And it shouldn't be, we're not talking about excruciating pain, you're losing your quality of life, but you're going to get general delayed onset muscle soreness and get used to being sore somewhere. That's just how it is, and that's just how you progressively overload over time. For
absolutely.
Sure. Good. Biggest changes you've seen in the fitness or health industry since you kind of started, do you think? Good or bad?
Ooh, definitely the bigger rise, especially in the last 10 years, how much more people are putting out content on Insta and TikTok and all of that. So one of the things that I've always really, I'll start with me personally. Like when I first started years ago, I was at a gym. I didn't have a lot of clients. Everyone that wanted to train with the owner of the gym, who'd been in the industry for 30 odd years. He was so knowledgeable. I looked at him as a mentor. He taught me so much, but it was hard for me to grow and develop there. So leaving that gym was really hard. Then one of the girls I went to high school with, Beth from Impact Physiques, the
Yep. She's
You
the
took
old,
over her
yeah, I
role.
took over her role, yeah.
Yeah.
As junior.
She was so knowledgeable. She essentially poached me from this gym, and then she's like, set up an Instagram. You need to post more.
Shout
you
out
need
to
do
Beth.
this." Yeah. She really gave me that push that I needed to set up my Instagram account, do more posting, and I've really dropped off now as well. Like especially, and I can victim blame myself and go, I've got kids. I've been really lazy with it. Something I need to get back into do. But when I was doing the hours at the gym, I was posting, I was seeing more members. I had such a big influx of clients.
Yeah.
So I was a personal appearance at the gym. I was actually there meeting people, which was better. Whereas when you're not there as much as what I am now, like it's so much harder to build that client base.
It is.
And when you're not posting, people don't see as much of you. So why would they pay for your time if they don't know what you're like and what your routine is?
Yeah, I think it takes more time, like doing the things that I do too. Obviously, I have a lot more time than you in a lot of ways, not having kids and things, but it does take a lot of time. Like we did today, exactly what we're doing now. We had to schedule in time in order to make this work.
2 or 3 delays.
Like when can we do it? Yeah.
Like we were planning on doing it the Monday that's just gone. But then my partner took our daughter to Melbourne to see her sister. And I was like, oh, I completely forgot about that. So I was at home with our son. So I had to reschedule that. And then we were looking at doing it the weekend before. And then I had something else on with the kids. So it was just trying to schedule that time, even just an hour to do this. It's going to be hard sometimes.
I think in line with what you just said too, I think people confuse now, and this is a big message, people confuse the difference between a really good coach and a really good content creator.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It can definitely, you see a lot of people with a lot of followers, they're really good on screen, create the best content, high market content, or people just find them sexually appealing. That can happen too, and they end up with a lot of clients and things, but they're not necessarily getting the coaching that they need. You see that a lot, like a big following, an appealing physique a lot of the time doesn't even resonate with the quality coach that you're going to get. I think that's a really good point there.
Coming from different backgrounds as well. Like I went from being really, really skinny to putting on a bit of size compared to like from your background where you were a little bit bigger and then managed to cut all that weight. Like I haven't had to go through that. So I don't have that same, appreciation for that level of hard work. I still have my clients go through and lose that weight, but I haven't gone through it myself.
Yeah.
Whereas I can have that more personal approach from someone that's in that skinnier side and go, here's how we can put on that weight. Because I've physically gone through it myself.
Exactly.
So cookie cutter, here's my program, here's what I do.
Yeah.
Is beneficial to an extent. You're still getting a structured program can be pretty good for getting into the gym and hitting all your muscle groups and putting on the muscle.
Yeah.
But the same cookie cutter program doesn't work with everyone.
That's
It
right.
just doesn't work.
Like we said before, not a one size fits all.
Yeah. Well, like one of my current clients at the moment, he came in and he's got a pretty decent, I was talking about earlier today before we did this.
What do you call it? A builder physique or a potential physique?
Yeah, he's got really good potential. He's got a good foundation.
Sleeper physique, you call it. Yeah, sleeper build. Yeah.
He's got a really good foundation. Like he's strong, and once he loses a little bit of weight, he's really going to show. But he's gone into the gym. He just trains with mates, and he puts on some big weights at the gym. And it was just literally just refining what he was doing. His technique was already pretty good, and then the weights that he was doing was already solid. Yeah. We just dropped off, 10, 15% of his weight and just refined his technique. And he was literally like, wow, this is such a big difference. Yeah. Just with when it was doing a pressing movement, having his arms all the way out, which is still perfectly fine. But I found that when he was going through, his elbow was just on the outside, so it was struggling, as opposed to going slightly wider with his grip and tucking it in and just feeling that movement a little bit more.
Yeah.
For him, that was better. Whereas for some clients, having their elbow out a little bit more, so their shoulders not quite as engaged, is probably the best word for it, will be better for them. But he found with certain movements, just changing it slightly, he was feeling the muscles so much more, which is something that you don't get when you're just training with your mates. And it was very validating for me as well. It's like, I've never thought about doing like this. This feels way better. I'm like, oh, thank you, please keep telling me.
That's a really good point there too. Whether you're someone that's been in the gym for a long time, you can be a coach yourself for a long time. I'm still learning things off yourself. We bounce off each other at different times, and I think the best coaches have coaches. They bounce off each other and have conversations like this. Like, you should never get to a point where you're not learning or evolving and then putting yourself in different situations. So that's a really good point there. You've got a client who has the foundations, they've got the knowledge of the gym and things, but you're just refining that art over and over again. It could go back to, like your dad would know this very well as far as his karate background, just refining technique and things like that. It probably helped you with that. I find with you, you're very technical and very dialed into those small adjustments and things with
Yeah.
moves, and really good at that. I find I definitely try and implement that into my training when I've watched you. So it's been helpful for me too, for sure.
Even like a monkey see, monkey do sort of situation. Like even today when I was like, oh, every time I've done say like a Smith machine, like a press, like whether it's an incline bench or not.
Yeah.
Best partner Jace, I saw him doing it the other way on the Smith machine. And our Smith machine's like slanted like a little bit more this way as opposed to being like a straight up one.
Yeah.
So I've always done it the other way where you're sitting on it backwards and the bar is coming here.
Yeah.
So it's sort of an awkward movement as you're pressing down. And I saw him doing it reverse. I was like, oh, I've never tried that. And it was such a great change. It's just literally doing a 180 with the bench and it felt so much better. I went, I'm implementing this into my training.
And you're learning off somebody who isn't particularly a coach, to somebody you're observing in the gym. So you get that skill as well.
And it was literally just, I saw him do it the other way and I went, I'm going to give that a try.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Love that. Just two kind of more questions I guess I want to cover. Sorry if there's a bit of background noise as well. We had to open the door for safety reasons apparently. I don't know.
In a meeting room.
Maybe there's too much testosterone flowing through the room or something. I don't know. So maybe we'll go with a book or a podcast recommendation you would say you find helpful, I suppose. So a book you've read or a podcast or something you've listened to. It could even be like a movie, just something maybe you think people would find value in. It could be on anything.
There was let me actually find the Instagram that I was looking at. There was one that I absolutely loved, just seeing little bits and pieces
Like
through.
a podcast or?
Literally just an Instagram page, just going through and giving a few technical...
like on training?
Different exercises and things like that, which I absolutely loved. Just going through, and every now and then they just come through on my feed and I just watch a few videos, which is always good.
So that's probably why you're finding it too. A good point with social media use, with the influx of information, misinformation. I think it is just learning to filter your Instagram feed to find things that are more specific. It's good to be doom scrolling things sometimes and switching off. I'm sure you do it yourself. You said you like to switch off from the world and use it for that, but...
It was Jeremy Ether on, I found him on YouTube.
Jeremy Ether.
And one thing I absolutely love about him is all of the videos that he posts, he shows the scientific studies done behind it. Yeah. So it's not just, I'm doing preacher curls because it's so good for the biceps.
It's not bro science.
It's not bro science. It's, here's the scientific research of going through it. And I mean, some of it's so saturated with, I'm a scientific lifter and all that sort of stuff. But he was one that I really liked. He's got a good physique and he backs it up.
I'll definitely check that out for sure. That'd be good to even just send me a video from it and I'll have a look at it.
Yeah.
And then I always like to finish on kind of like a fun way, a positive way. Like, do you have like a favorite quote?
Oh, well, familiar with my favorite quote. It's "Big boys got to eat."
Big boys got to eat HSP.
And the story behind that's actually quite interesting. Had nothing to do with PTing or gym or work. Where my house is, it's cut into the land. So behind where my fence is, it all comes off a freeway and it just hits our back fence. So Karen and I are having so many issues with flooding. There's 2 or 3 photos of me just in the backyard with a shovel, literally digging a trench around our house so it didn't flood. And one of my friend's older brothers came over. He was a landscaper at the time and he was helping me put in like a little grate, like a gutter grating, and then we just teed it into a downpipe. And then had a bit of a feed, paid him for his time. He goes, mate, when we're on the site, big boys got to eat, you know? I was like, what? We went down and we bought the breakfast burger that we got from Hideaway, another Ballarat shout out, best cafe in Ballarat. Hideaway Cafe on Water Street, Brant Hill.
I haven't been there. You did bring me a breakfast from there though. It was unbelievable. I've got to get back there.
So I bought one of them and you can extra $4 you get a hash brown in there. So obviously that's going to have to happen. And he had that. He was like, oh, big boys got to eat. He's taking chunks. I'm like, that's my new quote. Love that.
It's on your PT profile at the gym.
Big boys got to eat. To the point where, especially when I was having ridiculous amounts of HSPs and food, some of the girls at work and some of the blokes at work, I'd be eating, I'm smashing down this food and they go, big boys got to eat. That's right. Yes, he does. It's a universal term though as well. Like it doesn't really matter.
It works for everything.
Gender specifics, just big boys got to eat.
Yeah, I love that, man. So I'm happy with basically what we've talked about. We've covered a lot. I think people will find a lot of value in what you've said. I knew it would be valuable in a good conversation. And I just appreciate you coming on. It's your first podcast too?
Yeah, it is. Lots of stumbles, but I mean...
None at all, to be honest. No stumbles at all. And told you I'll be gentle and slow at the start too, first time. But no, I really appreciate you coming on. And this will drop in a few weeks. I've got a few more podcasts dropping before this one. But I'll put it on our socials. Rhys will put it on his socials. What's your Instagram handle?
It's Rhys Casley Coaching.
Rhys Casley Coaching is his coaching page. So check that out too. He said he doesn't get time to post as much as he should, but we definitely collaborate on the Jets page and different things, and I'll tag him in this podcast. And I think we'll probably, this won't be the last podcast we do down the track. I think we'll do a few more. And
a lot of the videos that we do are just like fun little stupid things in the gym of like just misinformation and just satire, which is just, it's always good. It really shows the show, especially at Jets where we are, just how much more fun we can have than like a generic gym.
Yeah.
So it's
more of a family environment. I'd say people walk in and realize it's not it's not a
scary.
gym. Yeah, it's not a gym. It's not what you see on social media.
It's a good.
Yeah.
I like to market it as it's a good starting gym. You can still progress and get really good results, but it's good for someone that's very overwhelmed and stepping into those big like sheds where everything's really scary and their old mate throwing 75 kilo dumbbells in the corner. Like it's a good gym to just introduce yourself into that environment.
100%. No, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it, and we'll do it again sometime for sure.
No, look forward to it.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed today's podcast and found it helpful, share it on your Instagram story, and don't forget to tag me @GrantRobertsPT.